A few weeks ago, I noticed something strange while cleaning the bathroom. There were several long strands of hair clinging to the shower wall way too long to belong to either me or my husband. My hair is cropped short, and my husband is completely bald. At first, I thought maybe it was just some weird fluke, maybe from laundry or a stray hair from somewhere else in the house, but deep down, it didn't make sense. I rinsed them away, but the image stuck in my mind. After that, I started quietly paying attention, and I realized there was a pattern. The hairs only showed up when I'd been away for a longer stretch, either at work or out running errands. That's when paranoia started to creep in. I didn't want to jump straight to thinking my husband was cheating on me, but the thought was there. I asked him about it, expecting him to be as weirded out as I was. Instead, he just shrugged. That reaction bothered me even more. Surely if you found random long hairs in your shower, you'd think it was strange. His nonchalance felt like he was downplaying it on purpose. It happened again 2 days ago. This time, I pressed him on it. He admitted it was odd, but then suggested they must be mine despite the fact my hair is barely long enough to touch my ears. I told him that wasn't possible. From that point on, if I brought it up, he'd just change the subject or ignore me entirely. We've been in lockdown for months. No visitors, no family stopping by. His sister has long hair, but I could rule her out. I was stuck in this mental loop, swinging between I'm overthinking this and something is going on. Some people in my life joked that maybe someone was living in our walls and sneaking into the shower while we were gone. I laughed it off mostly. I considered setting up a hidden camera, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Even with my suspicions, the idea of spying on my husband felt like crossing a line. Instead, I decided to try something different. I arranged to leave work early, something I never do and didn't tell my husband. My boss agreed to let me go after a half day. My plan was simple: come home early and see if anything was going on. When I pulled into the driveway, I scanned the street for any unfamiliar cars. Nothing. I quietly unlocked the front door and stepped inside. That's when I noticed a pair of shoes by the hallway that I didn't recognize. Men's shoes. Not my husband's style either. I froze. Not sure if I should sneak around or announce myself before I could decide. My husband walked out of the kitchen holding 2 mugs of tea. His face was pure shock. Trying to play it cool, I asked, "How did you know I was coming home early to make me tea?" I expected him to fumble for an excuse. Instead, he sighed, sat me down, and told me everything. Apparently, at the start of lockdown, one of his friends, someone I'd only met once, was evicted, lost his job, and had been bouncing between couches. For the past few weeks, he'd been coming over on certain days to use our bathroom so he could shower and get cleaned up for job interviews. He'd been borrowing shirts and suits from my husband, too. And this explained everything. He had long hair and a beard. So no, my husband wasn't cheating. He was covering for his friend, Dave, who was embarrassed and didn't want anyone to know about his situation. My husband admitted he didn't tell me because he was worried I might not approve, or might feel uncomfortable having someone over during lockdown. A few minutes later, I met Dave. He was polite, clearly uncomfortable about the whole thing, but genuinely appreciative. I wished him luck on his socially distanced interview, and he left. I told my husband I'd actually been starting to think he was having an affair. He looked stunned, said he never even considered that angle while keeping Dave's situation under wraps. I laughed about the irony of it all, and even offered that Dave could stay with us temporarily until he got back on his feet. So, in the end, my wild someone's living in the walls theory turned out to be half right. There really was someone else using our shower when I wasn't home, but instead of a stranger. It was just a friend in need, and I'm relieved it was nothing more than that.